So I don't think there's any doubt in our minds that we can be the best. We got so close to winning Worlds and we won MSI as well as like dominating Europe for 2 splits in a row. We were a really good team, but that doesn't mean we will be a good team in the future. And we will have to keep trying new things. We'll have to keep adapting if we want to stay the best and also win the World Championship. It's not so much us being scared of like not being able to win with the other roster, more as just like trying out things and just improving.
I think it's very hard to change roles, and I don't think many players are capable of doing so.
These guys like don't swap again. It's like a bit too extreme.
They've made some interesting decisions, let's say. Caps for the first time in bot lane, Perkz back in mid lane, my god.
There's a lot of doubts, but we are never really trash, and we're never really gonna be trash as long as we have this roster.
So right here we already like very AP heavy, and by second bot lane, Caps usually wants to pick AP as well, right?
So the first swap basically came mostly from Caps and Perkz, with the team trust our members to make a decision which they think is the best.
I feel like our team doesn't really like mind what me and Rasmus do. So everything we are doing is not like for someone specifically, it's just for the team. And everyone knows that, everyone is aware of that.
So I think with role swaps, it's like really important that you have like a lot of confidence in yourself and in your team. Obviously, me and Perkz have both won the split like a lot of times in EU, and we have a lot of confidence in our own abilities. So in that sense, I think both of us are like not too worried if, let's say we role swap, we're not too worried about how we will do in the other role. Just the confidence of being able to pull it off and also be able to have like a backup plan. It's just like a luxury that most players and most teams don't have.
I would say that these kind of swaps are possible in normal sports, and there are some extraordinarily talented athletes that do it. There are also athletes that swap between sports itself. So I just knew that both Perkz and Caps are talented enough to play whatever position they put their mind into at the highest level. So I think individual performance was never an issue for us.
I watched the basketball documentary recently, so I could assume that like you work on different muscles and you like practice different skill sets connected with your body. And I feel like in esports, it's all about your brain getting exercise rather than your body. It's both easier and harder to do at the same time because you can practice for much longer time, like much longer intensity, but you have to change everything in your perception and the way you view things. I think it's very hard to change roles, and I don't think many players are capable of doing so. We're just lucky enough to have, for us to be capable of doing that. So for me, it was very exciting to play mid again. And I can imagine it was the very same for Rasmus playing bottom for the first time. I think if it wasn't for that, we would have probably had a rougher spring split, at least in the beginning as well. This way we started out very strong because of the extra motivation we got, I guess.
Welcome back everyone to week 8 of the LEC Spring Split. Due to the ongoing developments of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have decided to play and produce the remainder of the Spring Split 100% remotely online, with matches resuming today.
So you always said these playoffs were way out of the norm, and it really felt like playoff time, if I'm being honest. There was no emotional roller coaster like usual.
I think our first series against Mad Lions, we were just very lost in the game, where we were like just running around like headless chicken, like not really achieving anything and just taking fights that we were not supposed to, or like not taking fights that we were supposed to, you know, like everything was just like, just felt like so random.
I mean, if you look at like our first series and the Fnatic 2 series, Fnatic's first 2 series, you could really clearly see that they were the favorites.
Usually in playoffs we have like 2-3 weeks of preparation, but because of Corona we only had like 1 week, which meant that we weren't really in playoffs form, but luckily we were able to turn around coming into the next few weeks.
Pretty happy with our growth in playoffs and the way we could approach the situation, which was kind of rough, I guess. Like, if you look at it from that point where we like roll up and then there's a lot of doubts and then there is like G2 is trash now again, you know, but we are never really trash and we are never really gonna be trash as long as we have these rosters.
G2 take 4, Caps goes legendary, and G2 are inevitable. G2 are inescapable. G2 are your Spring Split champion.
The winning moment was, of course, like very strange, playing from our house. There's like a delay on stream as well, so we were just standing up from our chairs, and then we were like, yeah, that's right, we won, right? And of course, like there was a lot of, I guess, like adrenaline in the game, because you still know, like somewhere inside you're playing the final, right? But then when the game is over, you don't hear any crowd cheering like really loud, you know, you don't get like your eardrums are not exploding, and you don't get confetti in your face.
We just like kind of walked over, we were like, yeah, we did it. We were just kind of like looking at each other, not really sure what to feel. I was pretty happy with it though. So I mean, before we even role swap, we already talked about like basically we can swap back at any point, and we thought like, let's say if something goes wrong or if something goes right, like whatever happens, we can always like swap back.
Why we swap back now is simply another reason that the two players are very vocal about their needs. Caps felt that he didn't have the impact on the game like he would like to have, and like he used to have in mid lane. The same way that Caps went bot for Perkz, so he could go mid, Luka again said, okay, I can go back bot, and he's a person who's just more equipped with dealing in such a situation where he plays a role he doesn't enjoy as much, because of course, compared to Caps, he's a bit more of a veteran, he's more mature, and also a bit older. So therefore he felt just better for the position, not gameplay-wise necessarily, but also just how, as human beings, we can handle all the stress of it.
I mean, from my point of view, I learned like a lot from playing AD carry. I think I can like put into mid lane and become even better like than I was before. So I'm pretty excited to play mid again and see how I can do now.
I think overall it was a good experience and a good like idea that we went through. I think how we play right now is we are more on the same page, and I think we're just better as a team than we were before.
We got to see the different perspectives of our roles, and also the team got to learn a new style, a different way of playing, and we are just getting back to like a new roster that we already had success with in the past. So it just feels like all the puzzles are there for us to actually make it happen, these roles.
I think it was really hard to improve on our strength mentally that we already had. I think just having this strength allowed us to go for the changes, because no other team would say, let's swap players out in the positions and see how it goes. But we knew from the beginning that probably we were fine. I think we G2, the staff and the players, we have this confidence already built up from the year before. And I don't think there's anything to it, but it was a necessity to actually go through these changes.